season. There's a severe shortage of supplies that is keeping frontline medical workers across the country from testing for the coronavirus. FoundCare, a nonprofit facility in Florida, started the state's first free drive-through testing station on Monday, but then just a few days later, it was swamped. It quickly ran out of testing kits, ran short, I should say, and it's no longer taking new appointments. Yolette Bonnet is the CEO of FoundCare, a nonprofit federally qualified health center there in Florida. Yolette, thank you so much for joining us. You're there, you're on the front lines, you're trying to test and treat people with the coronavirus. First, just talk to me about what you're seeing on the ground.
Okay. Well, bottom line is we made the decision, my board and my staff made the decision on to start testing on Monday because the local government as well as local providers, doctors and nurses were sending people to our health center because we are a non-for-profit, a federally qualified health center. And so they were asking us to test their patients. So we realized that these people were new patients to us. We didn't know why they were sending them to us, but however, our mission is to serve. And so instead of basically make the decision to not help the larger community and still safeguard our current patients and our staff, we took it outside and testing. And we did that with my committee, which included I have two daughters who are physicians, included my board member and my infectious disease doctors, and they were all counseling me on this. And so the board agreed that we would do that. And so we worked the whole weekend to make it happen, knowing that we didn't have all the supplies, but however, we figured let's start small. So we didn't anticipate the volume. I can tell you we're about 150 to 160 staff. And so by last night, we received 15,000 calls. Our organization does not have the capacity to handle all of that. And so we had 10 people trying to work from 8 to 8 at night answering these calls. I can tell you, though, we've made inroads. We have not stopped testing. We didn't stop testing. However, we don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. And we ran out of kits, but luckily, I want to thank you, Briana, and all the media. I think that folks stepped up, and now they're trickling in. And I'm so happy to report that we don't have a problem with testing. It's just that we were missing our PPEs, and it's called personal protective equipment as well as the test kits.
The protective equipment. Which is so concerning to frontline workers, healthcare workers there. Yeah. I want to ask you a question that this is something that I think just Americans, regular Americans out there are wondering, because there have been actors like Idris Elba and Rita Wilson. There have been athletes, right, like Kevin Durant and Rudy Gobert, who have all tested positive for the coronavirus. The question some people have is, how are they getting tested? How are these limited number of tests making their way to celebrities? They're really on the front line of testing. In yesterday's briefing, President Trump said that's been the story of life. I mean, what do you make of the rich and famous getting maybe ahead in the line here for getting tested?
Well, I can say that's probably beyond my pay grade. I'm just focusing on the people that we are screening through the different protocols that's set aside from the CDC. And so it's heart-wrenching, though, to turn people away. And some of them, when you hear the story as to why, and some of their stories like, I just traveled, I just got home, my mother lives with me, my children live with me, and I'm afraid to touch them. So I do understand that it would be a great idea to test everybody, but with our limited supply, I suppose we have to pick. But I have no idea why others get tested. I couldn't answer that.
Yeah. Well, you are testing the folks that you can there in Florida. Yolette Bonnet, thank you so much.
Thank you, Briana.
The job loss